Hello, today we're going to learn about using tables to help us with solving racial problems. But to start off, I have a little warm-up for us. So it says, 3 times as many boys as girls have signed up to play or for a hockey camp. Now, can you name some possible numbers of boys and girls that have signed up for hockey? So we know 3 times as many boys there are than girls. So it's a 3/1, boys over girls. Well, if I have 6 boys, I'm going to have 2 girls. If I have 9 boys, always going up by 3, I'm going to have 3 girls. And it's going to keep on going up kind of like that, right? So let's take a look at the next one. For each of those combinations, what is the total number of players? So right here I have 3 and 1 will give me 4. 6 and 2 will give me 8. 9 and 3 will give me 12. Wasn't that interesting? Now, think about these total number of players signed. What does it have to multiply? So I look at all of these. What are all of those multiples of? Well, these are all multiples of 4. And now why? Why are they multiples of 4? Well, I look at this. 3 plus 1 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. These always have to add up in multiples of 4 because every time this should go up by 3, this will go up by 1. So that is a total of 4 every time. Okay? So the next one says, is it possible to have 50 players signed up? Why or why not? Well, I think about this a bit and I look. 50 players signed up. So that's a total of 50. So I go here, I'm going to need a total of 50 here. Okay? Now, can we ever get to a total of 50? We're starting from 4 and we're counting up to 4. Can we ever get to 50? Well, I'm not sure about that because I look at this and we're on a total of 50 players. I have to see then if it's 50 divided by 4. So I go 50, is it divided by 4? 4 goes in, we have 4 goes in 5 once, and then I have a remainder of 10, and that's 2, and then 2. So it's 12 remainder 2. So it does not go in there. 50 is not divided by 4. Therefore, we cannot have 50 players with the ratio of 3 boys to 1 girl. Now, the next one says, say 3 boys have signed up. How many girls have signed up? Well, if we have 3 boys, there's 3 boys to every girl, there is 1 girl. Now, let's say we have 30 girls have signed up. How many boys have signed up? Well, if we have 30 girls signed up, that's 3 to 1. And now we're saying there's 30 girls. Well, I multiplied this one by, 30. Because to get 1 to get 30, 1 to multiply by what is 30 is 30. So I must multiply the top by 30, which will give me a total of 30 times 3 is 90. So I'll get a total of 90 boys because we need 3 times as much. Okay? So now let's try my next question I have for you. So in our next question it says, Madison's going on a ski trip with Iron River School. For every 3 boys, there are 2 girls on this trip. If there was a total of 42 boys who signed up, how many girls have signed up? So first thing she does is she must draw a table like she did here. Okay? So we're going to use tables to help us. Now, in this table, what does each row represent? Well, I'm going to say the top is girls, and the bottom is going to be boys. Okay? Now it says Madison filled the ratio 2 to 3 in her table. So we have 2 to 3. Okay? And the next number is 4 to 6. All right? Now, what does each row of the, so what would be in the next column? So if we went 2 to 3, 2 to 4, she pretty much doubled it. And then we go 3 to 6, she doubled that. So the next row is we could just triple this instead. So it would have 6, 2 times 3 is 6, and the next one would be 9. And then we go up again. I'm going to end up go up by 3 again, 12, because 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. And then we could continue going up, and so on and so forth. Okay? But now it says, what number does Madison want to be in the last column of boys? Well, I look at this here, and there is a total of 42 boys. Okay, we go back to our question. There's a total of 42 boys. So what needs to be in the last column? Right here, I have 42. Right? So what is next? We're going to try and fill out the rest of this table. Okay? So this is how we do it. We're going to get, I'm going to put here, next would be, well, if we have 10, this is going to be, that's times 5, 15. And then we're going to have, let's say, 10, and next would be 12, and 18. Okay? So then the bottom here, it says, Madison manipulated the total in order to get a number that added up to 42. She could have gone directly from the ratio 4 to 6 to the desired ratio, and how? So she wanted something of 42. So how do we get 42? There's many ways of doing this here, but here's one interesting way. We could start adding these up till we get 42. So if I go 18 plus 12, what am I going to end up getting? I'm going to end up getting 30. Well, that is 30. 18 plus 12 is 30. So I'm going to add another 12, and that's going to give me 42. So I did 12 plus 18, and then I plus 12 again, which gave me 42. Well, I'm going to do the same for the top here. Because if I look this, I could go 8 plus 12 plus 8. Because 12, these are what we were adding, these are what we added that matched up. And that's going to give me a total of 28. Why does that work? Well, let's look at this here. If I add these two together, what do I end up getting? 6. Add these two together, I get 9. Okay? If I add these two together, I'm going to get 15. Vice versa, if I add these together, I'm going to get 10. So if we add the same ratios together for these in these tables, we could get another ratio. Okay? All right, let's take a look at our last question. So by the time Brandon cuts down 4 trees, Mr. Foti cuts down 7. If together they have cut down 143 trees, how many trees have Brandon and Mr. Foti each cut down? So I'm going to look at this in the same way as I looked at the last one. So I'm going to put on top here will be Brandon. This one here will be Mr. Foti. And this will be our total. Notice how there's 3 layers in this one because we want total as well. Well, for every time Brandon cuts down 4 trees, Mr. Foti cuts down 7. Now, that is a total of 11 trees. Okay? Now, what do we want our total to be? Our total needs to be 143. So I'm going to write down a few more of these. So we could have, next would be 8. We're doubling everything. 14 and 22. Tripling this would give me 12. Tripling this would give me 21. Tripling this would be 33. And look at that. If I add these two together, it gives me that. Add these two together, it gives me that. Add these two together, it gives me that. Kind of interesting. Okay? So let's take a look at the next one. We want to go now multiply by 4. All these by 4. So I'm going to get 16. And I am going to get 16 and 28. Because that's pretty much multiplying by 4 is 3, and then another one, so adding these together will give me those, and 44. Okay? So we could add these to that, so I get 20, and this would be by 5. This to that would give me 35, and this to that would give me 55. See how that works? Okay? Well, we could continue doing this a little bit more, and so we're going to that, we're at 24, that to that, I'm going to have 42, and then here we're going to have 66. Okay, next one is going to be 28, 49, 77. And I'm keeping on going a little bit more, so I'll have 88, 56, and this will be 32. And then here we'll have 99, and I'm going to have 63, and I'm going to have 36. Okay, so now we have to find which of these add up to give me 143. Well, I look at this here, 66 plus 77, I think that will give me 143. Well, let's take a look. So if I go 66 plus 77, okay, add that up. 6 plus 7 is 3, 1, 13. 13 again, or sorry, then we add these. So we have 13 again, so that's 143. So if I add these together, I get that. So I'm going to now add these together to get this. So 42 plus 49. Well, add that together. I'm going to get a 1, 8, and that's going to give me 91. Okay? So here we have 91. Now let's take a look at this next one. We're adding 24 and 28. So I have a 2, carry the 1, 5, 52. So now we found out how many trees each Mr. Fody and Brandon cut down. So if we cut down a total of 143 trees, Brandon would have cut down 52 trees, and Mr. Fody would have cut down 91 trees. So that is how we use tables to try and help us solve problems. I hope you understood, and good luck on your assignment.